Smells like tripleberry in here. Hi, I'm Tinny from minibulldesign, and today I'm back out in the factory, and I'm having an inventing day where I spend most of the day just trying to invent something new and interesting. So let me show you what I'm up to. So I've been out here setting more or less in the dark or in really low light, running stoves and just setting and observing what they do and what they don't do. And this one has been on my table for a long time, probably, I don't know, as much as 2 months. And let me get in a little closer here and show you what it is. This is basically built the same as a miso. It's just a large miso. Has a silicone heat dam in the top. And what I've done to this one is I've put a nipple on it with a remote so that I can refuel it. And it will burn about 12 minutes on a dose of fuel, and then you can refuel it again. But the problem that I ran into being in here with windscreen all the way around it, over time, that's a really hot environment. It would heat up the bottom and the alcohol would start boiling and it would take off. So that's not what I have in mind. That's been a problem with almost all stoves at some point in time. Now, there's ways around that. I mean, I can have all the fuel over here on a chicken waterer, and that ensures that the fuel won't boil because it's all in the chicken water and it's only being fed into, say, an M1, just as the stove uses it, so it can't boil. And I've seen a lot of people use chicken waterers when they're messing around, or maybe on their deck or something. But I want a system that will work out in the wilderness. And since the wilderness doesn't have very many level places, especially big enough to set down a stove and a chicken waterer and have distance enough between them to be safe and have it level enough so that the chicken waterer is the correct height. See, the problem with chicken waterers is if they're just 1/4 of an inch too high or 1/4 of an inch too low, they'll either flood the stove and start a small forest fire, or they won't work at all. That in the fact that they can get airbound if you don't know what you're doing. I usually pop the hose off, put it down low and get them going, put it back on. So they're by no means foolproof, and there's certainly nothing you'd want to use out on the wilderness setting up on a log or something. They'd work okay in an AT shelter because the floor is pretty level. But the remote has to be within 1/4 of an inch up or down of the stove's fuel level to work correctly. So by most standards of backpackers, they're kind of fussy and just really don't lend themselves well to real life backpacking. Real life backpacking lends itself best, stoves for that lend themselves best are something extremely simple like a BIOS. But then if it's a rainy day and you want to bake, you can't really bake with a BIOS. So I'm trying to get a stove that is really simple and will really burn for half an hour. And I haven't come up with that yet, but I'm still working on it. So I'm going to continue to try to invent here. And I think for a little while, just to clear my mind, I walk right away from the whole thing and go out on the deck. So let's do that, see how the weather is. I have 2 decks on the house. This one has a roof and it's all screened in, so it's bug proof, and the floor doesn't have any slots in it. It's completely bug proof. So you can set out here during bug season and plenty of fresh air. Hummingbird feeder there. trees all around. It's a really nice place to be. But in Maine, probably, and I'm not sure why, maybe it's a money thing, but 99% of the decks that you'll see in Maine don't have a roof on them or any bug screens. They're just a flat deck with a railing around it with a barbecue grill out there. And you're out there fighting the bugs, setting right in the sun, and if it rains, you got to go inside or put on swim trunks. And I don't understand why people in Maine do that, other than it's a lot cheaper to build a deck like that. They just build them out, put some gravel down, put some square cement things right on the gravel with pressure-treated piers and build. It's a relatively cheap way to do it. And as long as it's sunny and not buggy, it's a good setup. Let's look at the other deck. Now, this deck is on the back of the house. I've got a chair swing here, railing. There's a roof over it, but there's no screen anywhere. It's all opened out to the air. And if you're out here, and it's in bug season, you're going to get buggy. But because I have a barbecue grill here, I can't have it screened in because it doesn't allow the smoke to escape and allow the air to flow through correctly. So I have to have it open. So we barbecue out here. I don't spend a lot of time out here during black fly and mosquito season. And then if I just want to kick back and enjoy myself, I go out on the screened-in deck. But this is a nice place, especially on a rainy day. And as you can see, it's raining cats and dogs. It has been all day long. So I got to get back out and invent some more. I'm Tinny from minibulldesign. Get out and hike. Take a friend. Enjoy the great outdoors. And more important than anything, try to have a really great day. Try to have some fun today. Bye-bye.